Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you are in the world. This is Howie, and I'm here to help you win with money. Today is Monday, October 18, 2021. We are on the first day of the trading week of number 42. But this video is going to be a quick, abbreviated video for last week trading. I'm going to copy all the transactions, and this week I'm going to speed it up because I'm already a little bit behind, but I'll talk through some of the trades. And before we go on to the transaction log, if you're on Facebook, join Facebook group Investing 102. I do post a lot of my trades, things that I'm talking about literally a couple minutes after I do the trades. You can see that 10 o'clock here, and then you see the trades are already from that day. I already posted it up. If you want to follow along and see what I'm doing, I do talk about, I have some details of before and after. I show what I'm doing. Here I was rolling some SOFI stuff. So you can see it. I post this stuff really quick because in posting, you don't have to do a video, no editing, nothing. Literally takes you a few minutes to do. Catch me there if you want to learn more about how to level up your investment to level 102. So let's move straight into the Excel. And this week, you can see I already did it. I color coded with this, I don't know what it is, but it's a different color of, I'm just following the trend here. So you see every week I color it differently. So here you go. Last week was this color here. And then I put all the trades in for week number 41. And the first thing I'm going to do is, like I said, I already did this. I just go to the top. I normally just go over here. I hit the refresh button. The data is already in. And normally halfway through the month, I do not need to show you the previous month. So I like to do that so you can see this. So this will show you a running total, how much I made. And last week was not a bad week. You see that? $900 or so, which adds to the previous week of a few $100, $400, which makes sense because when you pivot it, you see that the summation of the two should be $1,300. So that's looking really good. I'm at $26,900 for my running P&L. I keep track of it, my holdings and tickers. But let's just take a look at the summary. So I already did the summary today, and you'll see we are at trade. I want to make sure I did this right. I did 21 trades this week. I'm at 1,105. My running P&L is at $26,913. My average profit per trade based on the 1,115 and 5 trades is about $24 per trade. At this rate, based on my future projections, I'm only going to hit 1,400 trades this year. Like I said, let's see what happens. I mean, the good thing is September was a rough month. I know a lot of traders didn't do so well. I pulled out a win, but I got a win for 10 weeks in a row, and I'm still going to see what happens. This week could be a little bit hard if the markets keep on going in one direction. So let's see what happens. So now I want to talk through a trade. Let's go back to the original sheet. I'm going to put a filter on SPY, and I'll show you what I end up doing. So here's the filter, and this is the data for last week, which is week number 41. And if you just scroll up, you see how I opened it up in week number 38. I can tell based on this, it was a 43 days to expiration based on the day I opened it, because I use these formulas here to calculate it. And you can see what I end up doing. The next week, I rolled the call side. You can see that here. I rolled the call side down for a little bit more premium, and if you look at this, what I collected, that was $242 there. Then on week number 40, I did the same thing again on the call side. I rolled it down, and I moved it to a $459. And if you look at the premium there, that's another 100 and change. And then I did it again in week number 40. I did again the call side, another 172. And then when you close it, it shows that I paid a lot of money to close. Nearly 1,200 and change. The key is, how much did I make in this whole trade? You just sum it all up, and there you go. It's $994. And I did some math for you. 14 contracts, 10 wide is, you're risking 1,400 up front. So you do need that as cash. I collected this here, 1,600, which is on the week number 38 over here. So I collected that cash up front. So the true buying power that my broker required from me was $12,315. So I just took the profit is dividing. You divide your max risk by the actual profit that you realize. I did a formula, how many days I was in a trade. I use a formula then to round it up to the closest week. So I've been in this trade for 3 weeks. And then you just divide it by, well, how much money did you make? Now, trading weeks technically may span 4 weeks. So depending on how you look at it, I'm not trading based on percentages. So I don't ever market it or sell stuff based on how much returns or my percentage return. I'm not a big fan of that. I just follow a system, and my goal is to make sure I know how to manage my trades. And obviously, the more trades I do, if I average 10, 15, 20, 30 bucks per trade, I'll do fine. Really, then the only thing I need to do is scale up the volume of trades that I do or increase the number of contracts. So as you get more comfortable, you can increase contract, but I wouldn't recommend it in the beginning. So this is a good trade considering I bought this at the tail end of September. You see this? This is the tail end. So half the month already lost 2% or 2.5%. I got in here relatively, I don't want to say it is a little bit risky. It was a 405 on the short call, and I eventually left that. Really, I didn't touch that. I'm sorry, that was a short put. And then on the other side, which was a 465 on the call side, I eventually moved it all the way down to a 457. And that's how I collected some extra premium and closed it out. This is a little bit more than 50% of the max, right? 50% would be about 800 and change, 850 or so. I can reap a little bit more, so it was a pretty decent trade. And again, I got out with 24 days. I got in with 43 days. So it's a little bit shorter than the typical tasty trade. Enter at 45, exit at 21, or hit your 50% margin. So I did something similar to that. Anyway, let's go to the next trade. I put a filter on SOFI so you can see what's going on. And last week, I made almost no money. $5 in everything I'm doing. Because I've been rolling all the cover calls up and out. You see that? And all the cash puts were rolling. It says down and out. I actually rolled this. I think I actually rolled this up and out. Because I moved it closer. On the cash secure put, I moved it closer. Let me just double check this. I covered the 1550. Yeah. So this is actually wrong. This is a rolling up and out. So that is also an up and out on the cash secure put. Because I took the premiums from this trade to offset the other costs of the other two cover calls. But it wasn't a big move. If you look at it from the last couple of weeks, I only been in this trade for a few weeks now. Right here, the week 35s. And you can see how you got to remove, you know what? Let me put a filter on this. Let's remove the stock purchase. I don't care about that. You only care about the options. And there you go. So that's what it tells me that I made. So I made $314 on both cover call and cash secure puts. Don't forget, my average cost basis is lower than the $19 where it's trading at today. And to confirm that, let's just go here. Oh, you see that? So the markets are recovering right now. But look, if you look at SOFI, SOFI is still charging up. It's in the 20 range. I bought some at 14 and change. I bought some at 15, 16. I've been averaging up, and now it's still running up. And so cover calls is, yes, I'm going to lose some upside here. Because some of my cover calls are for $18, $19. I'm going to lose some upside. But again, I've been in this trade for only 6 or 7 weeks. And I'm already up 20%, 30% on some stuff, plus the premium that I receive. The next ticker is FSLY. Again, if you look at it, I've been playing FSLY for a while, literally every week or every 2 weeks. Here you go. Last week, you can see I collected well over $100 here. And again, these are cover call. I think this is a mistake here. Let me fix that. This one is actually a cash secure put. You can see that here. And again, I rolled that out, I changed the date, it's still at $37, but there is an earnings coming up. So what I did was I rolled this one to the same week, but I moved it from a $47 strike price to a $50. So overall, not bad week to collect $100. But if you look at the last couple weeks or the last couple trades, you can do something like this and say, look, I didn't make a lot here, but if you keep on scrolling up and add another week, now you're up to $200, and you can scroll up, 400, 500, 700. You see, if you add in, if you keep on scrolling, you can see how long you've been playing it and say, hey, if you're making a little bit each week, it's really not a bad play. If you lose on some week, that's okay. Remember, the strategy is the net result needs to be a profitable trade. If you're trading the same thing every week, if 1 or 2 weeks you lose on Fastly, I'm okay with that, because remember, you want to look at the data at the hoe. And that's why trading is, I track everything. I have pivot tables. I can look at it. If it's not going to be profitable, I should move on to another ticker symbol that has enough premium for me to trade something like this. This brings my video to an end. Let me know if you understand what I've been doing. I've been trying to adjust for the current market risk. I've been playing it safer on the put side for my iron condors. I've been playing a little bit riskier on the haul side because I don't think markets will blast through like 4 or 5 or 6 all-time highs in the next 2 or 3 weeks. So I've been playing it that way, adding a little bit more delta risk, and they're not going to be delta neutral trades, and then setting a little bit safer or bigger buffer on the downside. So if the markets drop 2, 3, 4%, I should be able to weather it okay. Don't forget to comment below, help the YouTube algorithm spread this video to other people. If you know anybody who can learn from this, share the video with them. Let them know that, hey, I do post my trades, and this is a channel to help you see what I'm doing. And if you want better information or more real-time information, you go to my Facebook group. With that being said, let's do this together. Let's do this $1 at a time. As always, have a profitable day. Bye-bye.